Hello, Haley.
Hi.
Welcome to my office.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come on in, sit down.
Okay. I'll sit right here.
Okay. Do you mind, if the shutters are open or closed or not?
It doesn't matter to me.
All right, I'm just gonna shut them just for the glare.
Okay.
All right. Well, nice to meet you. My name is Dr. Chate.
It's nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Haley.
Nice to meet you, Haley. So, tell me about yourself. What are you in school? Where are you from? What are you into?
So I go to school at Kutztown. It's around here, Kutztown University. I went here for my undergrad, and I'm here for my graduate degree. I'm studying counseling. And I grew up around here. It's like Quakertown, which is 45 minutes away from Kutztown. But yeah, I am enjoying grad school, but I feel like it's kind of stressful and new. So that's kind of why I decided to come in today. But yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I've been in therapy for about 10 years now. I specialize in cases like these, so I'm really glad that you came to my office. I just need to let you know that I have a consent form to give you, and so what the consent is, anything you say to me, is held with confidentiality. But if you say anything that will hurt yourself, or you tell me about like hurting someone else, or it's putting someone else in danger, I'm mandated to report that to authorities, to protect yourself and others. Okay. So here's the consent form.
Okay.
If you just want to read a little bit and then sign it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Should I give it back or?
You just put it.
Okay.
All right. So what brings you into my office today?
I feel like it's kind of just like general anxieties. Like I've had anxiety kind of ever since I was younger, but and I've kind of learned how to manage it over time. But I feel like I've been more like busy than I've been in a while with grad school and work, and I'm not really used to not having so much free time. So it's been kind of hard to like, I guess, have time for like myself and my hobbies, and even like manage my time. So I've been trying to figure out kind of like little ways to go about figuring out how to manage like my new lifestyle with grad school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I just have a quick question for you. I should ask this in the beginning of the meeting. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Do you mind if I recorded some of the notes today, just for personal reflection at the end of the meeting?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
No
cool.
worries.
Thank you. So you mentioned that one of the reasons you're in here is just about anxiety.
Yeah, that's probably the main thing. Yeah.
Okay. And what about school, makes you anxious? So you say you're in grad school, so you've been, an undergrad before.
Yeah.
So you've kind of like dealt with school before. Let's think about undergrad. Let's throw back a little bit. What were some stressors that you dealt with in undergrad?
I feel like it was like, it's hard to think because I remember thinking to myself a lot through undergrad, like, wow, this is like honestly like easier than like a lot of the workload that my roommates had. Like all three of my roommates at the time were communication design majors, so that's like graphic art. So they would always have like 3 6-hour long classes and like really long assignments. But I think probably what was difficult to stress was I worked my entire time in undergrad too, so it was kind of hard to manage work and school. But I think the way I figured it out was kind of just to be like upfront with my work, and like kind of not to say that like work isn't my priority, but just like if I need to focus on school, like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna like change my schedule around if I need to for school. So I think that did kind of help me coming into here because I needed to do that for grad school too. So I like adjusted my schedule to work less, but it's still, even with that, is hard to manage, I guess.
Okay. So it sounds to me that like in undergrad, you dealt with similar stressors that you're kind of dealing with grad school right now.
Yeah.
And it seems the way that you you maybe like overcame these stressors was because of organizing and setting your priorities straight and reflecting on what's more important rather than focusing on.
I think it's fine because they're pretty light.
Oh, okay. Alright, we'll
I
cut-
was
we'll
okay.
cut that out. Okay, I saw you keep looking.
I know. I'm sorry.
Keep going. No, okay, you're good. Alright. So, with organizing and setting your priorities straight in undergrad, I think that was really important and showed growth. Do you think that's something that you can practice in grad school right now?
Yeah, I was actually thinking of like setting kind of like little goals about it too, like for myself, and I think the biggest struggle that I've been kind of having is my time management, and it's like not even I don't know, I feel like I've been almost like lazy in a way to even do it, so I think like setting this goal will kind of help me like actually motivate myself to doing it, but I was just thinking of like trying to find better ways to like manage my time. I was thinking like making to-do lists, like setting short-term and long-term goals might be good ways to start. But yeah, that was like one idea that I had.
Those are some great rough drafts.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you're feeling lazy.
Yeah.
So is that an internal feeling? Is it external feeling? Is it someone else telling you that you're lazy?
It's sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
it's okay.
it's no one telling me. I feel like it is just kind of an internal thing, and I don't know. Like I know I'm not because I know I'm like going to work and school, but I think it's just like it is kind of more of an internal feeling. Like I'm always feeling like I don't want to do things or get things done, but I do usually get them done. It's just it is more about the planning aspect that I need more help with, I feel like.
Okay. Interesting. And it's okay, to sometimes feel that way about yourself. There's, especially when you're so used to being so busy, every day, like, you were an undergrad, and having, something to do every day. In grad school with only, maintaining, how many classes are you taking?
It's 3 for the semester.
3 classes,
Yeah.
so maintaining 3 classes and also working at the same time, while you're, staying busy, you're also maybe not thinking that you're doing as much as you were while being an undergrad, with always having assignments and projects and also other clubs and activities and meetings that you were probably involved in.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it because it is true. I feel like there was more like little busy work and stuff in undergrad, but with grad school it's more just like reading and understanding, and that could even be hard to manage too because I don't feel like I have as many assignments, but it's just the assignments is to like learn and read and study. Yeah.
So is there anything in grad school that you like that you've recently found out about yourself, like I'm really glad I came to grad school for this reason?
Yeah, I mean I do enjoy like the program in general. Like I'm in the counseling program, I think I said, but I feel like the classes are a lot more interesting because it's like geared towards my actual like interests and what I want to do in the future, as opposed to like more just electives in my undergrad. But I don't mind like the reading and the textbooks and stuff, but I feel like with all the studying I've had to do, it's kind of made me like not really read for fun as much, and that's something that I do like to do a lot in my free time. And I feel like since I have been busy, like I haven't really been focusing on like that hobby, so that's another one of the things that I think will help me like with my schedule and kind of just like manage my stress a little bit too.
Okay. So do you think you think more of yourself as a fictional reader or a non-fictional reader?
I feel like I probably like fiction books more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And are the fiction books that you like to read, are they based on the counseling program you're in, or are they more so based on other sort of?
I do like books about like psychology and counseling. I've read books about that in the past. Like the psychological genre, like psychological thrillers I like,
Okay.
but it's not necessarily like about counseling, I guess. It's
Okay.
kind of just in that realm.
Okay, so you want to tell me a little more about what you like to read then?
Yeah, I like to read like the Hunger Games series. That's one of the ones I've been wanting to get into. I'm trying to think. Like, I read this book called The Silent Patient in the past, which was about a psychologist, and I thought that one was really interesting. Yeah, I guess books like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. So, it seems to me that with being in grad school, you also want to work on progressing your reading. As you said, you are working and balancing 3 classes.
Mm.
It could also be like difficult to find time to read. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, during undergrad, were you a reader?
I would read like once in a while, and I think I did have more free time in undergrad, but I still didn't read as often as I wanted to. I think it was just kind of like whenever I would find a book that looked interesting to me, I would read it. But I also like didn't find that many books, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. And do you have a specific spot you like to read in at home?
Honestly, just like my bed, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you, a reader before bed, or were you a reader, just casually through the day?
Usually, like before bed, to kind of
bed.
like unwind. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do now to unwind before bed?
I kind of just like scroll on my phone, which is something I want to replace with reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it seems to me, obviously, scrolling on your phone, before bed isn't very healthy.
Yeah.
And there are scientific facts leading to the screen and the light and all that. I'm not a scientist. I'm a therapist, so I don't really know all those facts. But I think if you work on practicing, maybe trying to read maybe 2 to 3 pages before bed, and then scroll on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of, I know it sounds contradicting, but then eventually you might read, you might be interested in the book. So those 3 pages that you read before bed might turn into 10, 12 pages, and before you know it, you're going to be falling asleep reading the book.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I might start with something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else being in grad school that stresses you out or makes you anxious that you'd like to talk about?
I feel like it is kind of just the general like workload of school and actually going to work, but I feel like I also don't like have a lot of like I guess not coping skills, but just ways to like relieve stress. Like reading would be a nice like hobby, but I feel like when I'm feeling like overwhelmed and like I don't know, like that's why I've kind of been wanting to get into meditating too, which I had like tried in the past, but it's honestly been a little bit hard for me to get into just because I feel like when I start, like I get a lot of like racing thoughts, and I know that's kind of the point, but it like weirdly kind of makes me more anxious, which is why I want to like practice it and see if I can get to a point where I'm not so like overwhelmed.
Okay. So is meditation something you want to mainly focus on, or is it just sort of like mindfulness activities to help relieve stress and
I
anxiety?
think I want to start with meditation specifically, just have like a specific goal. Like I would used to watch like guided meditation videos on YouTube, and I feel like maybe I would start with like shorter ones, like 5 minutes, and maybe work my way up to like longer ones.
Okay. And in the past when you have tried to meditate, did you meditate on yourself? Where you just played like a sound or an intro, and you just sat there and crossed your legs and held your hands in the air like this.
Yeah.
Or was it something that like someone walked you through?
It was kind of like a video where someone would like walk me through it, like tell me like breathe now and like think about like your like hands, like like things like that, because I feel like that kind of helps me a little bit through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that when you were to practice meditation on your own, that sometimes it became very overwhelming because you got lost in your own thoughts, and
Yeah.
some of those negative thoughts, were really racing forward, and you didn't know how to, suppress them. I sounds to me, well, that not sounds to me. In meditation, that's the whole point is to let those negative thoughts race and get out, because
Right.
When you're going throughout your day, you kind of don't think about all those thoughts at once, and you don't really think about that like certain. So if you're pushing off an essay or an assignment that's due, you don't really think about that until 2 or 1 day before the assignment's due,
Right.
right? Instead of if you were to meditate and to really reflect and sit there for a couple minutes and realize like, oh, I have a paper due, I have to take the dog out later, and I have to do the dishes and my laundry. It's okay to internalize and realize like, okay,
Right.
I have all this stuff to do, instead of kind of just waiting till it comes up to do it.
Right.
Have you ever tried taking a walk in the park or like on a trail or anything?
I do try to walk, not necessarily like on a specific path or anything, but where I live, it's on like Main Street in my college, so
Okay.
everything's kind of walking distance. So if I need to go anywhere instead of driving, I'll usually just walk. But it would be nice, like, to do it more as like a leisure activity instead of like to get somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you say would you say you enjoy walking?
I do enjoy it, to be honest. I feel like it's like nice to just like get outside and like have the sunlight and whatever.
Okay. And usually you say you walk to class, or when you're just walking outside, regular. What do you find yourself thinking about when you're on these walks?
I feel like usually about like where I am going. Like if I'm going to class, I will be thinking about like, oh, did I like have everything I needed to do for that class, or
Okay.
like I wonder like how it's gonna be today. So I guess kind of more like near future thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the term carpe diem?
I have.
It's a Latin term. It means
Yeah.
to live in the present.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think something important to understand is like when practicing meditation, or even walking, because walking is a form of meditation. Walking and being lost in your own thoughts, and kind of just like realizing like, oh, this is what I have to do. Is important. So I think you being in grad school, and you realizing that you have to meditate in order to kind of balance everything that's going on. Like you said, anxiety, and with reading books as well. I feel like meditation could really help with that. You can even pair the meditation in with the reading.
Right.
So at the end of your nights, you can do maybe like 10 minutes of meditation, and then right after the meditation, you can get right into reading.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and the meditation could help you kind of reflect on the day you had, and internalize and reflect and just be like, okay, this is what happened today.
Yeah.
Instead of going to sleep and waking up the next morning and being like, oh, that happened yesterday.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that way when you wake up in the morning, you can think about, all right, I'm ready for today. Instead of what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Those are good ideas. I feel like that'll help me more, like, not even just like, I guess get in my routine more, but I guess like get more excited for it and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in psychology, I'm sure there is 2 different kinds of motivation, which are intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. And I'm a big believer in intrinsically motivating people. So intrinsic motivation is an example of intrinsic motivation would be like going to school, because you have a lot of friends in that class, and you really want to go to class and see those friends. But an extrinsic motivation would be going to class just to get a good grade. You understand? So
Yeah.
I feel like with all these goals that you want to participate and work on, I feel like trying to find an intrinsic motivation or an intrinsic habit that kind of can like lead to more like positive and motivational goals.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else that you would like to discuss in today's session?
I don't think so. I feel like you helped me think about my goals and how to like start approaching them. But yeah, I feel like it was helpful.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming, and I look forward to our next session. If there's anything you need, or if you need anything, you have my number. Feel free to reach out. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy your week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Wow.
That was good.
Was that a lot? Was that?
I don't know how long it was. Let me
10 minutes.
Okay, it is recording. It was right over 20.
Oh wow.
20 minutes and 30